All right, okay. So now I'm sure y'all have heard this story. It's been circulating now for a couple of days that this New York newspaper called the Westview News, a publication with about 20,000 readers here in New York City, in New York's West Village, published an article using the N-word and saying that the N-word person is in the White House. And it goes on to talk about various kinds of things. And many people might argue that the article is supportive of the N-word guy, but a lot of people got their underwear in bunches because, they don't want you to use the N-word. My thing is this, all right. So now, we know what the word is that we're discussing, right? We know what that is, right? So when you say N-word, why is that less offensive? Why is that less offensive? You say, well, Manny, why don't you just go out and use the word that N-word in the case? Because there are many people that are just flat out idiots. That's why. But why is it offensive? Why isn't saying the N-word? Because you know what we're talking about. We're not talking about New York when we say the N-word. We're not talking about Nevada. We're not talking about New Mexico. We're not talking about New Amsterdam. We know what we're talking about, right? I mean, we know what we're talking about. Rather than using all the alphabets, we just use one and we abbreviate. But we know what we know what we're talking about. Everybody knows what we're talking about. So why is the N-word less offensive? You idiot, you. Well, the word in its totality is offensive and it's abusive and so forth and so on. And so we shouldn't use it. But then why use it at all? Why refer to it? Listen, I made a decision. I'm not going to call the Mac Daddy's name. I'm not going to say any alphabet, call him by the alphabet. I'm not going to call him by the alphabet. What we should just say him? No. Because the alphabet represents, you know what I'm talking about. So here these idiots running around here in their political correct pajamas talking about the N-word. And why is it that you always got to run and protect people of the N-word generation? Why you always got to protect? Why is it the liberal media? Well, we got to help these poor and defenseless and helpless people. We got to help them. We need to stand up and have some, $25,000 a plate dinners to stop the abuse of these poor and helpless people who've been in America for the past 400 years. We got to help them. The N-word, right? So it's been all over everywhere. News people don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to handle it. The guy who used the word is 86 years old. And apparently he's used the word before. Have anybody ever seen the movie Gone with the Wind? You ever seen that movie before? Ever read the book Gone with the Wind? Ever read Huckleberry Finn? Ever Mark Twain's, this whole bit, James Baldwin. Hey, how about Dick Gregory?